The past 5 years have seen a dramatic shift in the creation and distribution of visual media. Digitally shot films now regularly win Oscars, HD is the baseline standard at home, and 4K content isn't just hitting theaters, it's shaping up to be the latest front in the battle for the living room. The industry is changing. The one place that's most evident is right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is where the National Association of Broadcasters holds its annual trade show. It's a place where the people making tomorrow's tools can meet up with the creative individuals that will end up using them. This is NAB 2013. Here on the show floor, there's big name companies like Red, Canon, and Sony, as well as a lot of smaller vendors. Every type of filmmaking equipment imaginable is here. There's one constant theme: 4K. It's here, and in a big way. Sony, which has been pushing the industry towards 4K capture and distribution, showed off 2 new prototype cameras for video and taking stills. One looked like a futuristic DSLR, but the other borrowed a lot of design cues from Red's line of products. The company also priced its home 4K media player, which will be priced at $699 later this year. And what if you're hungry for even more resolution? Red had a clean room on the show floor where it was upgrading owners of the Red Epic to its new 6K Dragon sensor. Now, if you know the name Phantom, you know it's all about slow motion, and this is the Phantom Flex 4K camera. It can shoot 1,000 frames per second of 4K footage. This here is a prototype. It got working about 4 weeks ago. With the 64 gig capacity, there's a number of different capacities you can get. You can shoot about 5 seconds of footage. What's that like in playback? At 1,000 frames per second, that's 3.5 minutes of footage. Now, price on this, the bare body itself is going to be about $100,000, but a full kit will be about $140,000. So obviously this is professional level gear, something you're not going to be basically buying for yourself. And now, it's interesting, this right here is the original Phantom Flex that has 2,500 frames per second at HD resolution. But technology has been evolving so quickly, they can make it even smaller, which brings us to the Miro. Now, this can basically shoot 1,500 frames per second in HD resolution at a much smaller form factor. This runs around $50,000. All these cameras capture fantastic high frame rate photography, and I want one. I want all of them. As technology has advanced, it's enabled professional level hardware to get both smaller and more portable. Cameras can go places they've never been able to go before, but making that footage look smooth and steady presents its own set of challenges. We're here at FreeFly's booth looking at the movie. This has taken the internet by storm the last few weeks. It's a camera stabilization system. It uses digitally controlled gyroscopes and other electronics. You can basically put your digital SLR in here or other lightweight cameras and get some really, really smooth shots you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. It's a pretty exciting example of how you can go and get some really creative shots without a huge bunch of equipment that you normally would have to use.
We are a creative technology company that makes creative tools for creative minds. So I mean, like, NAB couldn't be the more perfect show for us because there's a bunch of geeks that are super creative. That's us. We are the NAB crowd. So we took our professional grade ZenMuse camera stabilization platform and have built it in to the Phantom.
It's crazy how responsive it is.
It's very responsive. Yeah, it goes exactly where you tell it to go. Yep, just like that, let it touch the ground, and then just drop it down. Nice flying, man.
Thanks, dude. People are taking things to another extreme. This is the Steadicam Curve. It's a motion stabilization device for your GoPro camera. Now, Steadicam is the company behind the original big full-body rigs that you use to stabilize cameras for motion tracking shots. You've seen them in Goodfellas, you've seen them in The Shining. This is a small version of it. We're seeing lots of smaller cameras like this go out, and people need to find a way to make these shots, a little bit less shaky. This looks like it's pretty stable, so now I'm going to take this out and go film Boogie Nights. It's not just consumer cameras changing the game. We're also seeing traditional consumer electronics trickling up the food chain and opening up some exciting possibilities. This is the Bond 2 from Teradek. You hook it up to your camera, it converts your footage into H.264 video, and then puts it out over the internet. There are 6 USB ports, so you can just plug in stock sticks from Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, and basically it sends it to Teradek servers, and it reconstitutes it, and from there you can put the footage wherever you want, on the air, on the internet directly. And what's really cool about this thing is it used to be, you need a satellite truck to do these things before, and now you can do it in this little box right here that costs about $4,000. You have to have the sticks, obviously, but basically you can take a camera out in the field, shoot something, and have it on the internet or anywhere else you want right away with just this little box. In a lot of ways, we're at the dawn of a golden era. Technology and creativity are opening up possibilities that were only dreamt of just a few years ago. But while the gear itself is exciting, that's really only one part of the story. The real payoff is what directors, cinematographers, and other creative professionals are doing with this new generation of tools. And to reap those benefits, you don't need to travel to Las Vegas. Just open your eyes.